Hi everyone, I'm Ilana and we're going to do a website teardown today. A friend of mine, Adam, has agreed to let me use his site. It's called ecommasters.com. So we're going to go through that today. And as we go through it, I have a kind of 6-point checklist that I like to go through. These are the 6 most common things, the most common errors or the mistakes that I see on websites. So we'll go through it. And as we go through each of these 6 things, you'll get to hear what I'm thinking, my reactions to what's on the website. So let's go ahead and kick this off. Thank you in advance, Adam, for letting us use your site. So let's go ahead and get going. So the very first thing that I do when I look at my checklist is, do I know what it is that you do? So when I first land on the site, you've got 5 seconds. Do I know what you do? And super clear right up front, this says learn to develop Shopify themes. Very clear. I love it. Right to the point. And the next one that I look for is, what's the unique value proposition? And then right underneath that in here, it says get the free 5-part crash course for developing custom Shopify themes. Super clear. I'm super interested. Also, I am a developer myself. There's plenty of tutorials that are out there. And so to see something super specific is really great. I haven't really decided personally if I ever want to do Shopify things, but it seems really simple. 5 parts, like I should be able to develop. So I'm interested. I would definitely want to learn more within the first 5 seconds of looking at the site. So I would keep going. The next thing that's on my list, though, is design and readability. So let's just take a quick second to recognize this right here. So the way that the letters overlap this design, first of all, I really like this design. I think this monochromatic piece of like this dark, not quite black, but almost black, and this like tan looking color is really fun. I like the design on the side here. This part might be a little hard for some people, but I think this is bold enough that you can read it. So I'm not personally concerned about it, but we'll keep reading. One thing I did notice is you have a box around the top part here, but not on the side. So I'm noticing that that's not on the side there, and I'm not totally sure why that is. So something weird is happening there. So for design and readability, I think the readability piece is certainly there for this part. I like the design of it. It's very clean and fun. As we scroll down, so get up to speed in Shopify development with this free 5-part crash course. This self-paced video crash course will show you how to get set up in Shopify platform, quickly setting up your development environment and start developing right away. Cool. I'm interested. And here's our 5 steps. Setting up, that's kind of fun. I like how when you hover over that, it focuses on there for you. So that way, you know exactly kind of where you're looking, which is nice. Setting up your Shopify partner account, good first step. You'll kick things off by learning how to create your own Shopify partner account so you, that's misspelled, can start developing stores for yourself or clients. I would actually, you're developing themes, not stores. So I would question that. Number 2, setting up Shopify Slate. I'm curious what Slate is. You'll kick things off by learning how to download and use Shopify's own theme scaffolding tool called Slate. Okay. I would be curious to know if you had to have that. Or is that just something to make it easier? Maybe you talk about that in your course, but I have not heard of Slate, so that was one question that I would have. As we scroll down, developing the home page and product page. This lesson will show you, I think, how to develop. So you're missing some words there. This lesson will show you to develop the home page and product page with Shopify sections. Oh, what sections? So I'm curious what that is. It might be easier just to say homepage and product page instead of saying with Shopify sections, or you need to define that. You'll also learn how you can use Shopify sections and capitalize that if you capitalize it here. So you'll also learn how you can use Shopify sections to allow your clients to customize what they need without any code. Cool. Develop the collections page. This lesson will show you how to develop your collections page and tag filters to let customers easily find their products they're looking for. You'll also learn how to utilize JavaScript modules available in Slate. And then 5, developing the cart page and publishing your theme. That almost feels like that should be a separate stage, because you're still developing the cart and then suddenly we're publishing. So it feels like that should be a separate theme or a separate step in the course. In this last video, you'll learn the ins and outs of the cart page and learn how to easily make your theme live. And it may be that's the same course video, because developing your cart page is small, but to me, it feels like it's really shoved in there and out of place. So I might make that 6, or I don't know, but that feels weird to me. The other thing I would say too is, my initial reaction to that is it makes it feel super simple. Like, as soon as you're done, you can hit publish. Well, once it's published, does that mean it goes live to Shopify's platform? People can buy it. Is it free? Like, obviously that depends on the person, on the developer and what they want to do. But it feels like it's sort of shoved in there, and it's no big deal. It should be super simple, but really there's probably more to it than that. So that feels a little out of place. Going back to the design and readability, I do think it would be great if the headers for each of these sections could be a little bigger, or not bold, or a different font. I'm not totally sure. To me, it's a little hard to read. I'm struggling with my poor eyes, that I want to make it bigger or zoom in. And so I would say this is probably maybe a 18 pixel font. I might make it a little bit bigger. You can never... I like how these right here, these 1, 2, 3, 4 are bigger. Like, I just feel like this could be a little bit bigger, because it's a little hard to read for me. But I also like how it's structured, where you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separately. And then if you end up creating your 6th one to publish a theme, then like that would even this out a little bit. I like things to be even. Sorry, I have my moments. The other thing that I would say is, although I really like the coloring, as I'm reading this, it's kind of like a yellow or a tan. It's a little hard on my eyes. So you may want to look at, the contrast in here and make sure that that's strong enough. I'd have to look to see the coloring of it, to see if it's good enough. But, you typically want at least a 3-to-1 ratio for titles. 4-to-1 is even better. And then maybe like a 7-to-1 for body. I think that's the ratios. I can't remember. Maybe I'm reversed in there, but check it out just to make sure. You can go to just do a search, and there's a whole bunch of tools that you can utilize, and you could type in the background color and the front color for your text and make sure the contrast is good. So let's go ahead and keep scrolling, because I think these 5 steps look interesting and I want to keep going. Oh, and then here we go. So now we go to sign up. So I guess my initial thought was there would be more details. I do want to click on these to find out more information about each of these steps. So I think, maybe having a section down here that might allow you to have maybe bullet pointed out, how long the course is, specifically what's covered, how long will it take me to go through each of these videos for each of the courses. That sort of information would be really great, but I don't think it's needed up here. So if you allow it to click and then it would drop down, you would have more details on each of the courses. I think that would be really great, so that I understand what I'm getting myself into, because we're all busy, and I don't want to join a course that's going to take me 13 weeks to do. Like, is this something I can do in an hour to publish a theme? Probably not. But I don't know. Like, there's no clarity on that for me. So I would add a little bit more content for that piece of it. That's the, so yeah, I guess, yeah, I think I would just say adding a little bit more details. And I think that you have your call to action up here to sign up, which is really great. But right here, I feel like you could do something else. And if you were to add extra text in here, then it would make sense to drop down. So the number 4 thing that I look for is a strong call to action. I think it's really strong up here, but it's not totally clear at the bottom here. And then if I click on sign up, yeah, it just takes me to the bottom because it's all one single page. So I feel like there could be something else that, maybe even in this section right here, like sign me up, or I don't know. I'm not always great with coming up with call to action terms, but I would add something maybe. So number 4 on my list is a strong call to action. Number 5 on my list is descriptive content. So I think you have some really good content up here, but I would love to see more. It'll definitely help with your SEO to get more content on here. It can't hurt. And I think having more description of what your courses are would be really beneficial too. So let's just keep scrolling down. Sign up and learn how to create custom Shopify themes today. Looks great. Not sure you need the first name. I don't know what you would do with that, other than I'm guessing you want to be able to say, hey, Bob, thanks for signing up. But personally, I don't think you really need it. And some people don't want to provide their first name. I would also remove this text here for the email sample. People know what their emails are. They understand what that box is for. You can put something else in here if you want to, like more description of what I don't even know what you would put more description of for an email, but that's fine. I would also make that bigger. That's super small. And some people have a really hard time with that. That looks like it's got to be a size 12 or smaller. And I would say for body text, it should be at least 16, maybe 18 pixels. The next part, I'd like to be notified when a premium course gets launched. What's premium? That's my curiosity. What's the premium course? And what does that mean? And if that's a premium course, is this, what more is it? That actually makes me feel like there's so much more that I would need to do with creating a Shopify theme that maybe this isn't going to get me up and running as fast as I would have thought. So my actual reaction to this is this adds a lot of questions for me as to what a premium course is. And if you're not ready to talk about what the premium course is, I would maybe change this to say I like to be notified for future courses or when courses get updated or something like that. Or have a section that says coming soon, premium course that does whatever it does. Because this adds a lot of questions for me. Send me the crash course. I love that. Again, you might want to make the text in here just a little bit bigger. I also don't really understand why this looks like maybe that's centered, but it's not. So the rest of it looks funny with the rest of your sign up form. So I would probably move that over so that it lines up a little bit better. The other funny thing I'm noticing down here, you have your home button or a home link, and I'm not totally sure why. Yeah, that's a little weird to me. I feel like that should say top or something like that, but I would probably just get rid of it. What I'm more curious about is, who are you? What makes you someone who's good at teaching me how to develop? Like, how many themes have you created, or how long have you been coding, or who are you? I think having a little bit of information about the author of this course would be super beneficial, and it provides credibility because I don't know you. Like, I don't know who this person is and why I should learn from you. So definitely have maybe another detail of like who created it, which I'm guessing is you, but also like why I should learn from you and why you're the person to do it. So number 6 on my list, that I like to do is the page responsive? So what I like to do, if I just right click and go to inspect, and let me start off with a responsive page first here. So the first thing I noticed, this is at around 1100 pixels. This would be a widescreen more or less. And this again is great. That part doesn't bother me as much. As I scroll down here, I can see things have shifted a little bit. And it looks like that might run into the background there. So I'm going to shrink this a little bit. Yep, see, there it goes. So now what's happened is as your screen size shrinks, depending on your screen, this is going to overlap. And the text, the black text, is the same as the background of these lines. And so it's going to make it really difficult to read. So I would either make these lines a lighter color or change this text so that it can't run into this. And so maybe that means that you change when it rolls under, like, we can look to see what your pixel rate is when it drops down, but maybe working on that piece of it would be really good so that it doesn't blend in here. And then as we scroll down, these all look fine. So that's fine to me. And then let's go ahead and shrink this a little bit more. So now we've gone to around 800. It's maybe a little bit bigger than an iPad. So then we get into this part where this starts to blend in even more with the smaller text. The looks like probably a heading 2 is in there. And then here we have a padding issue for sure. So we'd want to break that out a little bit more. So my guess is because of the background that you have, you may want to make it so that these start to shift up on top much sooner. Oftentimes when you have a mobile view, things start to go into a vertical line. And I think here you have it still horizontal, and that's where you're getting into problems. So let's scroll down a little bit more. See, now this looks good because now it's a little bit more centered, so that's great. Let's go ahead and I'm going to change this to an iPhone 678 and see what happens. And so now we can see that this text is really over it. It makes it a lot harder to read. We also can see that your button it is not a solid, so that kind of causes the lines in the background to show through on your sign up text. And then this is what I meant about how it kind of rolls up on top. I think you should probably just do that much sooner. And then all of this stuff looks good. Here's a little bit funky too. So I think it's just, you probably have it set so that the background kind of takes priority over the solid colors. And I might just switch that up a little bit. So otherwise I think it looks good. Let's also look at an iPad and see what happens here. So here's another good example of when that text is overriding it and it makes it really hard to read. Okay, what if I flip really quickly? Yeah, so same thing as before. Okay, so just to recap, the 6 steps is, do I know what you do? And the next one, number 2, is what's your unique value proposition? Number 3 is the design and readability. Number 4 is the strong call to action. Number 5 is descriptive content, which we didn't talk too much about, but to be specific again, like just expanding a little bit more on each of these each of these courses would be expanding on that content. And responsive pages. So those are your 6 steps in there that I often review. The other thing that I like to say is my special treat number 7 is, did I sign up? And in this case, I am a customer of, or I'm a potential customer for this website. So I would totally sign up. I totally want to learn more. I have a lot of questions about this crash course and then the premium course and just how easy it is and what's the time involved. So there's a lot of questions that I still have, but I'm definitely interested and I would want to sign up to learn more about it. But overall, I think the site is fun. It's interesting. It pulls me in. I think the the design of this, how it's this monochromatic color is really fun. I like that part. I'm super interested. I think that there's a few things that you can tweak and then it'll look really good. So that's my 6 steps plus a bonus. And I wanted to say thank you to Adam for letting me use his site.